Hi, I'm Matt from Educraft.org and I'm the Minecraft camp instructor and curriculum writer. I bet you're tired of your items looking terrible. Well, so am I. Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn how to create textures and JSON files that tell Minecraft what to do with your textures so that your items can look the way you want them to. So, here we go. Doing textures requires you to have some kind of image manipulating program. It can be Photoshop, it can be Paint.net. Um, there's a bunch of them. I'm going to show you one that you can find online for free so that if you don't have a photo editing program or a visual image editing program of some kind, then you're going to be good to go anyway. And so I use one called Pixlr. Oh, by the way, don't use Microsoft Paint. Because that doesn't do this thing called transparencies, and you really need to have transparencies, or else no matter what your texture looks like, it's going to have a big white outline. Okay, so don't use Microsoft Paint. So we're at the website. It's pixlr.com. If you even just Google Pixlr, you'll find it, or you can type in this URL. And right in here, you're going to be like, oh, do I have to log in? No, just scroll down. And we want to use the web app for the Pixlr editor. So click on that. And there's a few things we're going to want to adjust to be in a good position to make textures. So when we create a new image, we don't even have to name it here, but the image has to be 16 by 16. Every texture in Minecraft is 16 by 16, and we want there to be transparency in the picture. We want it to be transparent in some way. And then you click OK. And if you did it right, your picture, well, it should be really small for one thing. Oh, this is the zoom tool. Unfortunately, you can only zoom it up to here. So if you did it right, it should be small, and this background area should be this sort of gray and white checkered look. That means that it's transparent and not white. So if the background here is white and you upload it to Minecraft, then what's going to happen is your item is going to have a big white, your item is going to be inside of a big white block. And I don't think you want that. I think you want your item to look kind of like it's its own thing and not a picture of something on a white frame. So you want to see that gray and white checkered background. Okay, so let me show you what's wrong if you just start going right now. So you get, oh, I'm going to get the pencil and I'm going to go, oh, it looks terrible. It's ugly. So I'm going to undo that, Control Z, use Control Z. You're going to want to do that. You also have a history that you can go through and see what you've done. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a pixel by pixel way of drawing. And you're going to click on the paintbrush tool, the brush tool, and up here you don't want 50. That's bigger than your item. So you go down to 1 pixel for the brush. And you click off of that window to get rid of it. And then you want to select hard tip. And when you use that, your actual images draw pixel by pixel. Much more conducive to what we're doing. Okay, and so, yep, it's all a sketchy sketch. And so I'm going to keep things simple and just make some drawing. I'm going to have a smiley face. I usually spend more time on these. And if you're going to use the paint bucket, you want to lower the tolerance really low, and you want to uncheck anti-alias. And otherwise, your paint bucket is going to have a lot of white spots in it. So let's see if this is going to work. Smiley face. Hey you. As you can see, I clicked on the color thing, and then I get this option, I get this color wheel, and I select the darkness in the middle. Bam. Oh, I gotta patch up some stuff. Probably right here. And here. There we go. Now let's get that. There we go. Got my smiley face. Alright, when you're done, you go to File and Save. You give it your name. You name your texture should be named the same thing as your item variable and your unregistered or unlocalized name. And so if I were to create a smiley face texture in the game, I would call it smiley underscore face, all lowercase letters, and you have to save it as a PNG. If it's not saved as a PNG, Minecraft won't read it. If you click OK, then what I'll do is I just put it on my desktop to make it easy. I save it. Okay. And so now we've got our texture. Okay, as you can see, I've got Eclipse up now. And I've got my smiley face PNG right there. So what I'm going to do is under the resources section of Eclipse. So up here is where your code is. It's src/main/java, and below that you have src/main/resources. Yours might look really big like this right now, and you have to dig around and find it. But if you just close this Java tab, resources is right there. And so you're going to upload this to your item textures. So you have these things, you have your block states, your laying, and your models. None of those are where you put it. You're going to put it in textures. And as an item, it goes under items. There you go. It says copy files. You say OK, and boom, it's in the right spot. Where is it? Smiley face, right there. Okay, here's where it gets a little kooky. You're going to go to models, item, and you see these files that end in JSON, JSON files. And if you look at it, they use the registry name, not the unlocalized name, where it starts out with the kind of thing it is, and then it has the name, and the words there's no separation between the words. You just start the word with a capital letter, and that's what you use to understand the word. Okay, so I have a kind of a dummy file in here called item name. And anytime you want to just do a JSON file for just a typical item, you just take item name, right click on it, copy, click on the item class, package, right click, paste. And then it asks you to rename the file. I don't want it to be called item name 2 though, it's a smiley face. And if I did my registry name properly for it, it would be item smiley face .json, and click on OK. So let's find it, item smiley face. So really it's just sort of telling it, hey, this is an item and it uses this texture. That's really all of these item JSON files do. And in this case, my mod is the mod and it's in items. This is it's telling it the location of the texture file and the texture file name. So if I play the game now, this will look like item name. And I don't want it to look like item name. My texture file is called smiley face. So I'm going to change item name to smiley underscore face. And now when you run Minecraft, you should see your item looking really nice. Alright, now we're going to move on to texturing your blocks. There's a few more steps to it because while images have one JSON file, or no, well, items have one JSON file, blocks have 3. So, and one of those is in your item thing. So it's a little weird. Just bear with me and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so for making the texture file, you did the exact same thing you did for the item. You made a 16 by 16 PNG file. And then, but instead of loading it into items under textures, you load it into blocks under textures. Okay? And you're going to think, well, okay, I gave it a flat 16 by 16 image. How do we make that into the cube that the blocks in the game are? Okay, well, we have JSON files that help us out with that. And so, under our models, we're going to, I have a dummy file for that as well. It's called block name. What you're going to do is, again, right-click on it, copy it, right-click on the package, paste it, and then rename it. Only this time, give it your unlocalized name. That's the the name that you gave it your variable. So all lower caps with an underscore separating the words. So for our JSON file for our items, it's your registry name. For your JSON file for your block, it's your unlocalized name. So you want to pay attention to that. Okay, and inside you'll want to make sure that your image file's name is right here. So if it's called superblock, you want this to say superblock. Mine actually is called block name. It's the dummy file. Up here under parent, you see it says block/cube all. So this is the process where the JSON file takes your texture and turns it into a cube for a block. So Minecraft actually builds your block out of the texture that you gave it using what the JSON file tells it. It's kind of neat. Okay, there's 2 more JSON files you want for your block. You'll go to block states, and we're back to registry names instead of unlocalized names. Block name's a dummy block. Again, you're going to copy, paste, rename it to yours, and you're going to use the registry name conventions. You double click on that, and it looks a little different. This is it building the block in the game. And so you're going to, again, put your texture name right here. Okay, one more. You actually are going to put a JSON file in your item package, because your blocks actually appear as an item when you have them in your inventory. So I have block name right here. You would again copy it and paste it. So one of the reasons why we use the registry, I think they use the registry names here, is to have it, you can have a distinction between your item JSONs and your block JSONs in here. And so it's that, once again, it's that cue ball thing that you got from here, and then you got to make sure your texture file name is written right here. Okay, so that's the main difference between blocks and items. Now you should have, if you follow the steps, you upload a block texture picture, you make a block JSON file and just copy block name as a dummy file and change this to your texture name. You take that and you make a block state for it and a JSON file, and you use the block name up here, because if you'll notice, it's a little different. And then you go to item, and again you copy, paste, change the name. And then you should have fully functional blocks. Keep track of the naming conventions. So these are your registry names, your unlocalized name, and your registry name. And textures, images tend to be your unlocalized name. Well, that wasn't too hard, was it? You got your items, you got them in the game, and you got them looking nice with your textures. Cool. Now how do you make your items in your game? Well, next up I'm going to show you how to do recipes.